You know who knows a damn thing about people? Shane Gillis, because he's a comedian man, a funny man. Also, if you guys are watching this on YouTube in the past, present, or future, can you smash that like button, please? Thank you. Appreciate ya. But yeah, Shane Gillis, famous comedy guy. He got well known for getting kicked off SNL because he said
China
untasteful joke on his secret podcast. That's what my memory serves correctly. However, because of woke, he seems to have bounced back. Or I guess the anti-woke crowd is more of the reason that he bounced back. He has a really big following. He's a funny guy. I like his stuff from what I've seen. This video is called Shane Gillis Clowns the Austin Comedy Scene by American Redact. Dude, let's see what's up with our boy, the GOAT.
Well, that's what if you come on, man. That's
Unless he says something crazy again, and then I don't know this guy.
The cellar, that's just table stuff, you know.
True.
That's just being at the table.
It's nice. That's a nice Templar.
Head of the
That's where that
table.
kind of talk belongs, dude.
King of the castle.
You can't take.
Give it out to the civilians for free, dude.
Yeah, bro. You can't diffuse the legendary
There's
hang,
so
dude.
many fucking assassins down here. We got.
All right, so during a
Is he afraid for his life?
Matt and Shane's secret podcast,
Is that why it's funny?
Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker spent some time talking about the overall comedy war that's happening right now between Austin, Texas, and pretty much the rest of the world. And even though they both live in Austin and do sets at the mothership every single week, it seems like they don't want to be associated with the Austin comedy scene.
I think that's Joe Rogan's comedy thing, the mothership, which makes Joe Rogan the mommy.
Whatsoever. And it's almost like they'd take it as an insult if you classified them as Austin comics, which is a completely valid feeling to have. Like, sure, Matt and Shane are great friends with the entire Rogan sphere, but that doesn't change the fact that their friends are
I hate the JRE multiverse. I can't lie to you.
complete hacks, and they know this. I mean, you just saw them making fun of how
Cinema's
Joe
gone
Rogan
too far.
considers him and his posse as assassins, or the comedy death squad. And shortly you'll see them make fun of how pretentious it is to consider comedy as a sacred art form like Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz have on several JRE episodes. So they're very aware of the bad reputation that Austin has garnered over the years. And they obviously know about all the hate that their buddies receive online. Because in this next clip, they admit to watching YouTube videos criticizing the Rogan sphere and how Joe Rogan has ruined comedy. So something tells me that the Elephant Graveyard's recent video about that whole scene left a long-lasting impact on Shane Gillis.
I think I saw that off stream. It was a good video, and I hate Joe Rogan, so I really enjoyed it.
I still get moved
Hate is a strong word.
time when I see
I
a
hate
dude
him.
with like genuine disabilities doing this thing on stage, because to me it's
best.
like, I don't know, I would give in. It would just be too much for me. I don't know that my spirit would be resilient enough to fucking practice the sacred art form that is stand-up comedy.
Dude, it's such a sacred art. And that's what the thing that's driving me during the comedy.
I
war
won't
is how
touch it.
sacred the art is. That's all.
Yeah, dude.
The comedy wars will pass.
What are we talking about with our toes all out here? I don't even get it.
It's yeah, it'll
Well,
pass.
this is what I got to go to New York last
Also,
week.
I'm
Who are
going
these
back to
other
Philly for
guys?
About 6 months, so
Yeah.
I'm out.
I assume at least one of them is a host on the podcast all the
The
time.
Austin scene, dude.
I'm just out of
Nah.
touch.
I'm back. East Coast
I
till I
talked to
die.
the
Fanboy Chum Chum, the fucking show that killed Nickelodeon, allegedly, dude. I remember seeing that thumbnail, but I didn't click.
in
East
LA,
Coast all day.
I-
Horrible
Watching
show, though.
nasty
Wasn't a fan.
YouTube videos about the comedy wars. Yeah. And I was like, what are we doing? Let's get something
Grind
positive.
the tape.
No, I had to stop.
Put on fucking Grind the Tape.
So
Film
much,
Guy
dude.
Network,
The fate of the
dude. The
universe
guy's
hangs
just
in the
Grinding my
balance, bro.
tape a bit.
Well, the comedy wars?
Yes.
Dude.
Quit saying it like it's a thing. Like Star Wars or Clone Wars or Comedy Wars, dude. Oh, brother.
The comedy scene's too powerful. LA and New York need to unite.
What are you guys gonna fucking yank each other off the stage with those overextended canes like in the
Ruin
cartoons?
the Austin comedy scene. How are they gonna stop it?
It's just,
Well, obviously, they only do that if you do bad. So if you don't say something transphobic for like every minute or two, they're gonna yank you off. You gotta go. These are not. You're upsetting our fan base.
And so, throughout this podcast, Shane Gillis kept bringing up how he's from Philadelphia, which to me just shows
Weird
how much
flex.
he doesn't want to be labeled as a comedian from Austin, even though he currently lives
Shout
there,
out Philadelphia,
which is just
yes.
so funny to me. I mean, it'd be like if Joe Rogan considered himself as a Boston comic, just because he started doing comedy there. Like, that is the length that Shane's willing to go to separate himself from this army of healthy hacks. He even considers the podcast he does with Matt McCusker to be a Philly podcast, even though all of the recent episodes have been filmed
I thought
in
it was
one
a
of their
secret.
huge Austin mansions.
I talk to the people in the New York, and everyone talks a big game, and then when they see it, they're very interested in knowing how that's working, and can they and they get a little piece of that. There's a hopelessness out there. You got
Does anyone know what he's saying? It's just his accent. It's really throwing me off here. I gotta skip ahead.
Australian podcast?
Really?
All right.
I also like LA. I was just out there
LA's
filming my
incredible.
special. It's really nice. I like
LA's
everywhere.
great. Comedy Store's fucking great.
I know. I like everywhere.
Everything's, yeah.
I hope it doesn't devolve into it.
Wow, for a fucking funny comedy podcast, this is sure dry and straight to the bone. No, nothing to chew through here. Nothing to really. Can I get a morsel of content?
box situation.
Please, God.
I don't see Joe DeRosa get shot in 92.
Okay, getting shot into 92. That's funny.
Relax and have a good time.
So just for some context here, Shane Gillis moved to Austin back in 2023, drawn in by its tax perks and proximity to Joe Rogan's mothership. But now that Shane Gillis is pretty much Taylor Swift for the average frat guy, he really doesn't need to be there anymore. And frankly, Joe needs Shane on his stage more than Shane needs Austin, or Rogan for that matter. And now that Rogan, Hinchcliffe, and that whole crowd is being called out, it could be time for Shane Gillis to happily part ways with the Rogan sphere. Not in a way that would make anyone mad, but in like an understanding, sort of wholesome way. Like how Theo Von of the podcast.
It's the best way to do it.
Brendan Schaub, the King and the Sting.
Kill them with kindness and with your absence.
Or how Joe Rogan slowly stopped inviting Brendan Schaub back onto JRE. Like obviously they both want
His name is Brendan Schaub, not Brandon Shaw, dude. Put some respect.
nothing
Who
to
is
do
this
with
guy?
him after he bullied Bobby Lee.
Just
But to
kidding.
this day,
I might have just misheard.
And still thinks of them as close friends. So I could see that sort of thing going down between Shane Gillis and Papa Toe. So in this
Who?
next clip here, Shane, Matt, and their guest, James McCann, started speaking about Mark Maron calling out Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe in his latest special. And if there's anything
All
that
50
points to
plus.
Shane not needing Joe Rogan or the Rogan sphere anymore, it's this clip right here. Because unlike Tony Hinchcliffe or Brendan Schaub, who got completely heated and went into full-blown coke...
Hey, that's Brian Shibb. Please put some respect on his name.
About Mark Maron calling them out, Shane just kind of makes light of the entire situation, and even goes as far as to say that he respects what Mark Maron did. Since, in Shane's eyes, Mark's gotten to a point in his 40-year comedy career where he simply doesn't care anymore and calls a hack when he sees one, which Shane mentions that he could see himself doing when he gets to that point in his career.
Dude, I'm at the point in my career where I will call out a bus driver if I see one. I don't know.
It'll blow over. It's a bunch of bullshit, man.
This is why they're paid the big bucks. However,
Yeah, it's kind of
I'm not
embarrassing.
laughing.
It is. It's deeply a bunch of bickering. I don't like it.
We're better together.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Stop Austin hate. That's what I say.
Stop us tonight. Fucking
Don't make
LA
it
comics
become
keep
Austin
beating
strong.
us up in the street,
Politics!
throwing us in front of fucking trains and shit. Stop us.
Now that's funny.
Yeah, true. Who do you think's fucking? You think it's a New York comic who's been murdering everyone by Lady Bird Lake?
Certain, without a doubt.
Shit was fucking immature.
Mark Maron is stalking the streets at night.
Killing hacks.
True.
Slaying all the hacks.
He might be on Assassin's Creed. Just sits in the back of an open mic and goes,
I do respect
How
it.
uninspiring.
Yeah. I do respect being old and just being like, fucking hacks.
It's kind of
Everyone
nice.
sucks. They're all fucking hacks. That could be the life cycle I'm in.
So not only does he not defend Mr. Rogan when the topic arises here, he actually respects what Mark Maron's done this summer, in a kind of twisted sort of way. And I feel that he thinks that this whole beef is just embarrassing. Another interesting point in this podcast was actually brought up by the guest, who told Shane and Matt that channels like Too Lazy to Try and Comedy Enforcement
The
don't
GOAT.
really rope Shane into being an
Plural. Both goats.
Austin comedian.
I've watched a lot of
Which
both
is
of
completely
those channels.
true. I mean, Shane does have a group of people out there that really don't like him, but that's never really touched on by the channels in this category, which Shane says it's because we all know that he's from Philadelphia, but really, I think it's
That's
because
why.
he doesn't approach
I just
comedy-
hate the Eagles, dude. It's just not. It's not like the controversial things you say, or like your history of being an edgy college student's favorite comedian. I mean, I like Shane Gillis, but I mean that is probably the reputation that he has. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not.
This
So
sort of snobby, elitist attitude that guys like Tom Segura, Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Andrew Schultz all have. And he's also not one to really kiss the floor that Joe Rogan walks on. Like some of these other guys are.
That
so
would be
scared to
strange.
Call out Joe Rogan on any of the crimes against comedy that he's committed over the years. Like, for example, when Joe Rogan put his own photo between Robin Williams and George Carlin's at his Austin Comedy Club. That's gotta be a comedy war crime, and nobody really said anything about it.
that's like me putting myself in between Drake and Kendrick. I won't explain how. But like just a big old picture of me smiling, like in the
The
thumbnails.
only reason he took it down was because the Elephant Graveyard made a video about it, calling him out.
Open micer, I was sitting around going,
You've been there
everyone's
forever.
a fucking hack piece of shit. They suck.
What have you become? This is what you've done since day one.
Who have I called a hack?
I've seen you up the back of comedy rooms.
Okay.
What's that? What's Gary Vanderchuck? That guy.
Yeah, no.
You were on his ass, dude. Be honest.
No, don't worry, dude. We're under the spotlight, though. The podcast wars.
Butt
better not say
wipes,
anything
please.
bad.
Butt wipes,
They
please.
always, I've seen
Boys,
some of these
boys.
videos.
Maybe the podcast wars is the reason everyone's walking around on eggshells, auditorily speaking. And maybe the whole video thing, there's just no point. You guys are just sitting in chairs. What am I looking at here? I'm judging the footwear, because there's nothing else going on. Put a TV on the table. I want to watch Subway Surfers.
Butt wipes, forgive us,
They
dude.
carve
Never
you
give
out.
him butt wipes. Never give him
They
butt
always
wipes.
give, they give you. They
Why
go
is it a
enough
secret
comedy
podcast if it's not secret?
Gillis, and then they move on.
I'll
They
ask the
always
big
carve you out
questions.
from
I'll say what we're all thinking.
Shane, Matt, and their guest then go on to talk about the increasing amounts of disabled people that are becoming regulars on Kill Tony.
This is an hourly quota that Shane Gillis needs to meet, and you know, he makes of it what he does. He's good at whatever he does, but there is a lot of what did he say in the video, and not with my mouth?
About the increasing amounts of disabled people that are becoming regulars
Hot topic
on Kill Tony.
in the
Talking
Gillis
about how some of them don't seem as innocent as they portray
facility.
themselves to be. And honestly, I just find this whole topic to be extremely interesting, and I would love to know what you guys think about it.
I think
Because to
not
me,
much.
It's always been a net positive that Tony Hinchcliffe platforms good comics no matter what they look or sound like. But I've seen some differing opinions about it online, and I am aware that the Legion of Skanks guys pranked Tony Hinchcliffe by bringing on their latest golden ticket winner, which was hilariously a guy dressed up as a burn victim who couldn't even say anything on stage, which Tony seemed to be kind of pressed about.
I think this guy could be the next.
I would love to see it. Maybe we'll send him down to Austin because he's fucking great. He's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, give it up for Jimmy Trejo. Jimmy Trejo, come on. So talented. This guy.
Yeah, I'm lost as to what the hell is going on here, but this is boring. I'm gonna watch something else. Shout out to American Redact. It's not his fault. It was mostly just the other guys. The source material. What up, Taldo? Good morning. Dude, it's freaking 8:47 p.m. and you're just waking up? Good morning, I guess. You're a little late.